everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We lost as the keeper. That's fine, dude. I'm fine. What is the Isaac play? Negative plus Mega Satan. You know what? It's been a little while since we played as Isaac. It's been a little while since we played as most characters. THLE, VBR1. We're like VB8. That's not a 1 also. That's a 7. My brain does work, I assure you. Even though I just took damage on a room that I shouldn't have taken damage on. My brain still works. There's still gray matter pulsing around in those neurons. That's not how it works. It's due to a electrochemical gradient, the action potential, and the synaptic release of neurotransmitters. I understand. That's a reroll and a half. What do you think? This is like a would you rather question. Is BFF, which is actually BBF, is that takeable? One of these days. Well, that's pretty good. I think it's takeable, but I also think there's a case to be made for not taking it. Or rather, we should talk about that in the inverted case, I think. I think that despite a lot of people not really liking it, I think it's not bad. We don't need invincibility to make it work, although it does help. And the damage output is really useful, but maybe it's more of like an edge case. You know, it's a situation in which if your damage is garbage, like if we had a really bad, like 2.6 damage Eden run or something, we'd be all over that. But as Isaac, we expect to get DPS. We're gonna see if we, get some right here. We don't, but that item is worth taking. Magic Scab is totally solid in its own right. We're definitely not going to get another reroll, but we also don't gain anything really by taking a battery charge down to the next floor. We got the quarter instead, and I think that is an improvement. You could go quarter coupon, but I don't think that's the right play. Moving box, I just do not like. I think you pick up a 3-cent card, and that's not bad. We can get value out of that. We put a bomb down. You know what? We're gonna buy a pay-to-play. And we're gonna test this pill. Not horrible. The reason we bought pay-to-play, normally considered maybe a greed mode item, it saves us money that we probably would have spent on keys on the next floor. Leaves us our keys to open golden chests, etc., etc. We could even go a little deeper here, although I don't necessarily want to, given that we have an okay chance of getting a blood bank on the next floor. So yeah, we're gonna hold up. 15 cents is where we want to be. We don't want to put any more money into it and then not be able to buy the items that we eventually re-rolled into. I think we're in a very good spot. Of course, deal with the devil. I'd love to secure that if possible. We've got a shop right off the bat or some kind of special room. Book of Shadows is actually, like, pretty great. Book of Revelations was well worth it, though. So this will also secure us a cube of meat or ball of bandages. But let's be honest, cube of meat, ball of bandages, same thing. More or less. This room might as well have just contained Bookworm, which is a transformation that I think I grossly overrate, but still the occasional extra shot is not anything to sneeze at. Either way, we're moving along here. Looking pretty good, and I love the Isaac runs, dude. It just feels natural, you know? It's like traveling to another country. You've been there for a little while. You're sick of eating sukiyaki. Boiled cockroach pupa. You're like, you know what? I could just go for a hamburger. You saunter up to the TGI Fridays. It's an $18 burger. It's not very good, but it feels like home. That's a really terrible analogy because Isaac runs tend to be pretty good. Say better than an $18 TGI Fridays burger, no offense intended, if you're a shareholder in the TGI Fridays Corporation. I've told this story on the NLSS before, but did you know that TGI Fridays, it's like the ultimate beta story. It was founded years ago by a dude who was like, there's nowhere to meet girls. What does he invent? TGI Fridays. I don't know how in the 1950s somehow that made sense. It certainly doesn't make sense now. I mean, I'm not going to say that if you suggested that you take your date to TGI Fridays, she would, you know, rebuke you. Sometimes you want the unlimited appies, right? Is that what they do? Is that... It's either that or, that might be Chili's. I can't remember. However, probably I wouldn't suggest it as on a first date unless it's like the nicest restaurant in your town. We're gonna take... We're gonna go deep on this one. If we respawn as Judas, we'll figure it out. Like, we might obviously already have some of the stuff that we're going to do unlocked as Judas, so it might be for the best to just not do it, but I'm going to stick with this for now because it's the right thing to do. We've also kind of like Trojan horsed our way into having a Judas run that is like already really strong. Like we skipped the portion of the Judas run where it's like, oh, we could die. I mean, we should really talk about Judas and Dark Judas as two separate characters, but for the purposes of the posted note, they're the same, is what I'm trying to get at there. I'll take the pill. Pretty fly. Plenty of battery charges if we can somehow get the ability to fly. And the gift, which is also not very good, unfortunately. And I'm not talking about the gift starring Katie Holmes, although that movie is also not very good. Referenced in the much better film, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. We're gonna grab the battery charges as a result of this Hagalaz rune, and really we're just looking for something better than Ouija board, which is okay. I don't mean to slander the Ouija board as if it's... I mean, it's not Ouija board also because that's copywritten by the Hasbro Corporation. It's, what do they call it? Like a spirit board in the Until Dawn? Yeah, the spirit board, that's it. It's not that bad. A lot of items accomplish the same thing, and what it accomplishes to begin with is not transformative, so for right now I'm not too concerned about it, but 20 cents, we should come back down here and check out this. Jar of Flies again, huh? Tell you what, I'm gonna pop like 5 cents into this bad boy, see if we get a luck upgrade. We didn't. We could have bought another battery charge with the money. I think we just continue to save money though, because, I mean, we win by saving money, because later we can put it in a high yield index fund. Generate 7% returns annually. Start to hit that financial escape velocity. There we go, Pyromaniac. More along the lines of what we're looking for. Immunity to explosions, thereby making it, you know, a little silly that I didn't take BBF on an earlier floor. However, despite this, it doesn't matter too much, because we got the quarter out of that anyway, which kind of kickstarted this whole thing over here. And by that I mean, whoa, yeah, kickstart my heart. No, I never stop. Whoa, yeah, baby. There's a part of that song that has always stuck with me as needing a further explanation. Because Kickstart My Heart, it was kind of like, it's not a love song, it's like it's an intercourse song. And that's alright, there's a lot of those in rock music, right? That's like half of it. November Rain, intercourse song. Most people don't know that. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Anal intercourse song. Most people do know that. I Want It That Way. One of my favorite rock and roll tracks of all time. They say, oh yeah, you know, they start the song, it's quite vulgar. When I get high on speed, something lit up like a Christmas tree, oh yeah, kickstart my heart, right? But then later in the middle of the song they go, when we started this band, all we needed was a laugh. Years gone by, I'd say we kick some, they say the A word, but I'm gonna say but. When I'm in a rage or hitting the stage, adrenaline pumping through my veins. Doesn't really rhyme, but that's okay. Well, I'd say we're still kicking butt. Because the song wasn't about that. It was about, I thought, well, maybe it is about that, I don't know. I just don't respect the, when bands write songs about how good the band is, like leave that to hip-hop. Hip-hop is self-aggrandizing a lot of the time. Rock and roll music is it's a bit different. Maybe I'm not trying to insult Motley Crue. I'm pretty sure that Tommy Lee actually physically ages like 1 month every 12. You Earthlings call it a year, I believe. Vince Neil ages the other 11 for him. That's not nice, okay? He was on the surreal life, and what have I done with my surreal life? My so-called surreal life. Okay, stop taking dumb damage here. You gotta hold it together. You're playing like an idiot because you got this reroll. You should have been using this reroll 12 years ago. Even if we do have a deal with the devil chance. But that being said, I'm gonna keep moving forward because now we've come too far. We should go for the deal with the devil first. Excuse me, sir. Okay. We got 9 bombs. We heal from the bombs. Our damage is not that good, but it can get better in the future. So just hold it together here. There you go. At least unlike the rap music, in rock and roll, they're actually singing. Rap music is just talking. I don't understand it. You have to try the chèvre, by the way. Have you heard the new Kenny G CD? Okay, I'm insulting my people here. Tears upgrade, Spirit Hearts. I like it. I'll take this. Damage upgrade. Don't get too attached to the Spirit Hearts we had. Fear Shot, occasionally good, occasionally horrible. Hopefully it's going to be more on the side of good here. Puberty continues to erroneously tell you it's a bad pill when it's actually, at the very worst, situationally good. And we are going to continue to check out our shop here that is yet to be amazing for us. I'll take it. I kind of don't want to because it ruins our chance at an arcade, but it's not like we're playing the arcade in all likelihood anyway. I mean, look at the HP that we have right now. Not going to be anybody's favorite item to grab, I think. Boom. But it is what it is. What I'm hoping to do is maybe, now that I have Boom, pick up a second secret room. Second secret room gives us HP or, you know, some stats upgrades. Hematemesis is fine. I mean, one Pretty Fly is good. One health upgrade is good. Actually, I ended up getting a Pretty Fly and a health upgrade. Not directly as a result of Boom, but I feel like I was more open to using my bombs as a result of it. So, anyway. We're going to move along here. Right on pace for Boss Rush, but we're not looking for Boss Rush. We're looking for negative Mega Satan. Surprisingly strange sentence to say. Negative Mega Satan. Mega Satan is going to be probably not plausible, and that's okay. We know that one day it'll happen. Dad's Key does exist now. Although, again, we're going to the lamb floor, so we won't have a chest down there unless we get really lucky. But we can at least knock out something here. I believe if you beat the... Oh, we have no money. If you beat the lamb, you get an item. I'm trying to remind myself this. If you beat Greedier, you just get trinkets. And then if you beat, like, Boss Rush as new characters, you get co-op babies, which is just like, you know, you need it for the completion, but also who cares? Most of the time. I mean, I would almost guarantee this. There might be one of you out there watching this video that's played more Isaac co-op than me, and I don't care. I've played hundreds of hours of Afterbirth, Anti-Birth, Rebirth co-op, and whenever I unlock a new co-op baby, I'm just like, yeah, well, maybe I'll see it one day. Probably not. Not to besmirch the good effort of the people at the Nicholas Game Development Company, I'm just saying. The items are what it's all about here. Razor Blade, it's a good item. Always forget that it comes with a statistical improvement here, which is very positive for us. As our DPS is good, don't get me wrong, but not as good as I'd like it to be long term. You know, this would be a really good floor to maybe beat the odds, snag a deal with the devil. Bob's your uncle. Nothing there. Alright, that feels like a second secret room. Feel like secret. This feels like Making Love by Bad Company. You've heard of them. Bad Company? I didn't realize we were talking about Electronic Arts. Hi-oh. Well, probably should not have played you, but also could not resist. Extended stat effect time. Perhaps. To pick up, perchance to dream. Look, I'm still not done with this Motley Crue thing. I'm just trying to choose how to approach it. I'm also trying to internalize the fact that I can actually just walk into these bombs. You know what? Do we have to, I don't know why I said that like a whiny kid. Do we have to? Do we have to, ever do the teleportation on the spike trap room? The self-sacrifice room, if you will? I thought that there was an unlock attached to that, but I might be mistaken. Certainly for dailies, we're probably going to want to use it. And I just remembered, oh my god. We have, like, at least 30 dailies still coming. We have to do 30 in a row? Or wait, you have to do 30 total and win 5 in a row. So we can accomplish those at the same time. That's no serious challenge, but it is going to be time consuming. But I think we're marching pretty close to getting our full series of unlocks here, and it's actually been really nice. I was skeptical that it would be as much fun as it is, but going on this journey of kind of You know, rediscovering when items are unlocked and, you know, having runs that are a little bit different because not all of the ultra-powerful items are unlocked from the get-go, although many of them, of course, are. It's been a trip, dude. I've had a good time doing so. Not all the runs have been 10 out of 10, but we've had some pseudo streaks. We've had some decent stuff. We've had the combination pseudo streaks and decent stuff. Okay, yeah, just... I can't be taking damage like that on a regular basis. Joker, please? That's not Joker. Battery charge is very good, though. We're on Necropolis 1. Yeah, Dank Depths 1. Which means... if we could make boss rush, I would like to. I will, like, I'd be lying if I had said that I was not looking forward. Oh, these are terrible. If I said I was not looking forward to being fully unlocked, let's do it. Look at that. And the reason I'm looking forward to it is not because, like, it's a sense of accomplishment necessarily, but more so that I can do whatever I want on every run. But we have to earn that. I think it's better to earn it all over again. Much, much better. Not that we were in any danger of taking the bean to begin with, unless I, you know, tripped and fell on my keyboard, but, normally in this situation, we would be about 4 floors ahead of where we actually are, and maybe having a bit of a different time, because we would, you know, have killed ourselves to respawn as Dark Judas. Our damage would be 15 right now instead of 7. We might be a little bit lower on HP, but maybe not. You know, I think we're still... We've taken some dumb damage that we probably would not have taken if we were doing more damage. Mostly because I'm impatient, not because the run is bad. Patience by Guns N' Roses. That song specifically about manual intercourse, which is a really fancy name for an HJ. And if I keep using coded language like that, there is no way the machine learning algorithm is ever going to figure out this video should be demonetized. Let's go. That's the secret. I think maybe that's why I've been a little bit more resistant to the demonetization thing than other people, knock on wood. I speak in metaphors and microcosms and allegories and oftentimes algorithm. As a result, it's hard to, you know, you remember that scene in Austin Powers 1? Of course you do. Why am I even asking? Where Austin finds the fembots? Or they find him, rather. They ambush him. And they go, you can't resist us. You can't resist us, Mr. Powers. And he goes, au contraire, baby. I think you're the ones who can't resist me. And he dances so well, and he gives them a little cross-mogenation. And then all their heads explode. And then Liz Hurley goes, all right, Austin, I believe you. It's like that. Like the algorithm tries to come in here and it goes, well, does anybody think that Rene Descartes is very much like the Disturbed's David Draymond of his era? And then it goes, I have no idea how to parse this metaphor because it's inherently nonsensical to begin with. That should have been damage. I shouldn't call him David Draymond, because he always tweets in all caps. I should always say, Disturbs David Draymond! Shouldn't have shouted that into the microphone, I apologize, but it made a good point, I thought. I also shouldn't make fun of somebody for talking in all caps. I do it in Skype all the time, to make a humorous point. And everybody laughs and they say, Northernlion, you're so funny. And we're so lucky to know you. And I say, you guys didn't have to say that, but it is appreciated. If it was like the unspoken truth, thanks a lot. You didn't have to say that, though. Dude, allow me, please, to acquiesce, again, with the so funny bits, to find the room that contains the boss, please, because this is getting a little ridiculous. I'm happy to have the bombs, because we got the HP required to make the bombs work for us. This is actually, like, there's a game plan for us that works really well for winning here, and it's pretty simple. Get a deal with the devil that gives us a lump of coal, or at least, it doesn't matter what it gives us. If it gives us Krampus' head, we could reroll it into something even better. We get essentially a DPS upgrade without having to trade any HP. We use our HP with our, plethora of bombs to make it easy for us to survive the harder sections of the game. More HP the merrier at this point, and as a result, like, we're set. If we don't get a deal with the devil, we will reroll Gish. It's like the easiest flowchart ever designed here. Little Gish is fine, but not good enough to get excited about. Almost anything else would be better right now, even Pageant Boy. Shot speed plus card could be better in the form of Magic 8 Ball. Just has to be a good card. Little Gish is worth about 8 cents as far as I'm concerned. We did get the deal. And, okay, phase 1 of the plan pretty much working out as intended right now. Wonder what the best song about being in a band is. In the Garage by Weezer's pretty good. There we go, Death's Touch. I'll admit that. Formed a Band by Boston. An American Band by Grand Funk Railroad. This is a question that it's rattling me, because I should have a better answer. What about The City by Journey? That's kind of a song about being in a band, less about glorifying it. I probably shouldn't have even taken that, but less about glorifying it, more about, you know, the forlorn sense of being on the road all the time. It's an interesting question. An arbitrary and interesting question, i.e., my brands. I'm spoiled in Isaac, dude. I'm looking at this and I'm like, why am I dealing so little damage? But I'm not. I got 8 damage, 8 rate of fire. It's not terrible. It's just less than I would like it to be. That would have found the secret room. 100% odds. I actually think that we could still make it to the mom fight. Well, I mean, obviously we're going to make it to the mom fight, but I still think we can make it to boss rush in time. We're going to need a little bit of luck on our side. Like, we need to not encounter really, really nasty rooms, and we need to find it pretty quick. And you might be saying, NL, you're skipping the item room, you're skipping the shop. We got no money for the shop. And we are skipping the item room. The idea is boss rush is kind of like its own little item room. And by little, I mean 4 times larger than the average item room in terms of number of choices. And if it doesn't give us anything good, then so be it. We get a reroll, we'll see what it is. The thing is, it's very much, we get it all or nothing at all, like an O-Town song. We need the negative. We either want an item so good, it's worth doing boss rush, which does not exist here, although there's some good stuff. Or something that teleports us, but... I mean, Mom's Wig is pretty good, but... Yeah, in the end, it was probably a little short-sighted to come down here, but life goes on. You think with the rise of MILF culture, John Cougar Mellencamp resents his nickname? Because, like, in the 80s, I bet that was real fierce. But now it makes him sound like a horny middle-aged single. Which he might be. Like, I'm not going to tell him he can't be. I mean, who am I, right? I've never had a song go to #1 on the Billboard Hot 200. Probably. Not yet, anyway. I'm working on it, though. Like a lot of streamers, I'm planning on launching my side career as a DJ this year. I think I'm putting up some hot mixes, and they're gaining traction, to be honest with you. That's not to look down on anybody else's hobbies. I mean, of course, that would be a little bit like pot calling the kettle black, considering how often I'm like, DAE, arrays start at 1. DAE, JavaScript only has 7 possible data types in it? I mean, what were they thinking? I mean, for a dynamically typed language, it's not that bad, but it'll never touch the statically typed C++ compile. You get the idea. Because it's just insufferable, you know? A hobby's a hobby. I mean, if Hodor can DJ, anybody can DJ. I mean, Hodor doesn't DJ. The actor who plays Hodor DJs. And honestly, dude, more power to you. Because there's also, like... Oh, I forgot we had the wafer, by the way, which is really carrying us. But there's the actor on Game of Thrones who played Hodor. He leverages his Hodor fame to DJ. And at first, you know, when I was younger, I was like, I wonder if he DJs and he goes, half these people are only here because I played Hodor, and it's, like, novel. Now I'm like, dog, keep that hustle up. Well done. Same with the actor who plays Hot Pie. Hot Pie opened his own bakery, making, like, dire wolf-shaped cookies. And apparently is doing quite well. At first, my initial reaction is, I wonder if he thinks that, like, he's not actually that good of a baker. And then, you know, people are just coming because of the whole Game of Thrones collection. After that, I was like, dude, flaunt it if you got it. Absolutely. You think if I wrote a book, which, unlikely. You think if I wrote a book and it came out, I'd be like, I'm not going to promote it because I'm worried people would only buy the book because of, you know, their connection to me. They like listening to my voice. I'd rather they just found it on the bookstore shelves and arbitrarily chose to pick it up. Hell no, dude. I'd be on Twitter. Buy my book every day. It's a heartwarming coming-of-age tale about a young woman living in the rural United States who meets a vampire named Ned on an open field. No, I'm not gonna go there. Okay. Grab this. Grab this. We don't need that, so we'll re-roll it. We have the negative, so we don't even care that much about permanent Polaroid invincibility. It's all about just grabbing stats at this point. We might do the Hush fight. But, I mean, as good as the run is, and besides the fact that we have keys, kind of don't want to sack any HP, because it's not relevant right here. We already have Hush taken care of on Isaac. And the run is not so good that it's like a guaranteed walk in the park. Like, it could be the start of a chain of terrible events. Either way, it's coming through in the clutch. Normally I wouldn't pick up that bomb because we have too many, but we're at the magic number now, so. 69, the magic number, lived by the sea. Also a great Men at Work song. Not Puff the Magic Dragon. Talking about Down by the Sea. Not to be confused with, yes, Down by the Riverside, as sung by Raffi. I have a question for the churchgoers amongst you. Do you have all the songs memorized? Because I think I've told this before, but it's Korean Thanksgiving this week, aka Chuseok. I'll call it Chuseok, but you know, like 10% of the people watching this would know what that is. So I'm gonna call it Korean Thanksgiving, the same way we call, you know, kimbap Korean sandwich, even though that doesn't make any dang sense. But that's another story for another day. I'm always reminded of a couple years ago when Kate's parents invited me over for Thanksgiving. I have a good relationship with Kate's family. It's not like a, you know, guess who's coming to dinner sort of situation starring Ashton Kutcher and Bernie Mac. It's a completely, you know, it's a amiable, we have rapport is what I'm trying to say. And the more I say it, the more it sounds like we don't, but that's not the case. But, you know, they have different cultural practices and religious practices than I'm familiar with. They started, you know, they're like, they turned the Bible to page blank. We're going to sing this song. And I was like, I don't know. Here's what I know. Amazing Grace. Doesn't really seem necessarily like an appropriate Thanksgiving song. But what do I know? And I know Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. And I know Michael Row the Boat Ashore. Is that a religious song? Do they ever sing Michael Row the Boat Ashore in church? Those are the only ones, dude. Well, I mean, and then like every Christmas song as well, which is a whole another can of worms, I suppose. But do you have them memorized? If you go enough, or are you just like, oh, I really hope they make us sing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot this week? I'm still just gonna go down to Shoal. I can understand that. There were songs I liked more than others. We used to have multiple Canadian national anthems, and I've told this before as well, but people go, they tend to think it's weird, but we had to listen to the national anthem before our classes, which was totally normal to me until people started saying like, well, you don't have to do that. Not to, you know, embroil myself in the recent flag controversy, but anyway, the point is, we used to listen to the national anthem every day before class, which I really thought was just to give the teachers a break in hindsight. But we had like 8 versions of the national anthem. There was the standard, like, you know, recorded in probably like 1955, "Oh Canada, our home and native land." And then there was one recorded by a Canadian a cappella group called the Nylons, where it was like, doo doo doo, doo doo doo, ba ba ba. It had a lot of flair, right? And they like the one guy in the foreground with the melodies going like, "Oh Canada," and in the background everyone else is going bum 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 bum. And for a while I was like, that's the best. Then they played it for 8 months straight, and I was like, this is poison. Then we had country music, "Oh Canada," for a while. I don't know. I think sometimes about the fact that there's a company out there that's like licensing different versions of "Oh Canada" to schools because they have to hear it every day. And I think about the implications of diving in too deep, and possibly the complications when I remember that. I wonder what it's like to work at that company. Like in 2008, where they like, we need a dubstep, O Canada. It's different though, like, you know, we're a bilingual nation. When I grew up, usually when we listened to the national anthem, half of it would be in French, half of it would be in English. It's kind of like what's that old, it's like a biblical parable, right? Where one lady comes to the king and she's like, the baby's mine. And then the other lady comes to the king and she's like, no, the baby's mine. And then the king's like, let's cut it in half. And the one lady is like, that seems fair. You're a just king. And then the other lady was like, don't cut it in half. That's my baby. So like the first lady obviously gets the baby because she was like, you know, she cared about the baby's safety. I always wondered about the second lady. What's she gonna do with half a baby? Like, I never really understood what her point was. That she was like totally okay. She's like, well, before I had 0 babies, now I have half a baby, so it's like it's a net win for me. But anyway, that version of the national anthem is like, I'm gonna make sure very few people in the entire country are gonna be able to understand the entire national anthem. That's correct. We're not all bilingual. Only a subset that's too small, unfortunately. Either way, now, I used to know half of the Canadian national anthem in French and half in English. Now, I only hear the national anthem if I'm tuning into a hockey game before it starts, which doesn't happen that frequently, so I think I'm atrophying. I still remember the words. O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, for all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, our true north strong and free, from far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. And then it goes, Pay ta jaleur, something from pay. And this is totally the Nylons version, the a cappella version. That's my anecdote there. We didn't have to say the Pledge of Allegiance, because there is no Canadian Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance is, oh, keep down, you hoser. I'm trying to listen to the song. You know, just hermit me. Yeah, there we go. I don't want to deal with that room. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. That's a British reality show, if I remember correctly. This was just a nice little, I don't want to call it a lazy run, but a run on which our laziness was enabled, based on the fact that it never really got difficult at all. You know what that means? We should actually take advantage of our victory lap now. As much as I don't really want to, we now have Lost Poster, but that's not from the victory lap. We still have to unlock the Lost. So, victory lap achievement, Isaac. Complete a victory lap defeating the Lamb. Complete 3 victory laps and start a 4th. Okay, so these are Afterbirth Plus achievements. Of course, because that's when the reroll was added. Do we still have Mom's Knife? Yes, because I thought you lose some items on each reroll. Either way, I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to speedrun, like, as much as we can, without dying. We could become Dark Judas now, and it might not be relevant. Oh, I see it. Look at you! But we're gonna try to make our way through this, because there's no real reason for us to slow down on this one. I mean, we're gonna be way stronger than the floors that we're facing. Wow, we're gonna be way stronger than the floors that we're facing, because we just got Polyphemus. And this is a great run for us to give a bunch of money to our donation machine, which we don't need to do just yet, because there is no donation machine in there, but it felt like this was the right time to get this, reroll, or sorry, full run, rerun. Wait, I'm saying it wrong again. To get this rerun achievement done, because, I mean, let's be honest. We're not in much danger of dying. Mostly contingent on the fact that we have Mom's Knife and a damage stat of 27. So, I think we're probably going to be relatively in the clear here. We actually needed that Tears upgrade, because Polyphemus gave us a little Tears downgrade, maybe? That was a wonderful sound, let me tell you. Alright, so we're going to speed up here. I gotta be honest, we're going to be in for some interesting commentary, because I'm not sure if you could tell, by the end of that national anthem talk. I was getting a little bit dry as far as anecdotes go. I'm gonna donate 4 cents. And then I'm gonna get... Oh, it didn't go up. Then I'm gonna grab this. Huge growth. Not bad, but I was really hoping for 2 of diamonds so I could... Well, I mean, like, to be honest with you, I would dump the D6 for, like, blank card Emperor in a heartbeat. It's a little bit more of a choice for our present run. Present conditions. Hagalaz, Hagalaz. We have to complete 3 runs and start a 4th. That's not that bad. Especially with the combination of items we've got. If we can just, more or less get some form of mapping, I think that that's all I really need. I mean, we also have a deal with the devil coming up. And I think at this point, we should pretty much take what we can get. And not even in a way that, you know, she just looked at me with those big brown eyes and said, you ain't seen nothing yet. Which I normally do, because then I get to go, baby! Just ain't seen nothing yet. So we did take left hand all the way, which I think is a smart move, actually. Contrary to what you might think. Because it allows us... Okay, well, I mean, we're still gonna go for it here. Leviathan. Now we can fly. It gives us a great chance to become Guppy. We also continue to improve our damage, although, you know, 1 extra damage doesn't mean as much when your damage is already 28. Fate's Reward is also already crushing it. Yeah, this was, I think, the right run for this to happen. I didn't expect for this to happen. Right run. Right run. It's murder backwards. I actually just remembered that I had such a good joke last night. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, I totally remember. I meant to bring this up on the NLSS. Oh, now I'm really excited for this video to go up. Just apropos, this is how my brain works, and probably how a lot of people's brains work, but it's just kind of firing. Like, it's just little fireworks are going off in there. Most of them are duds all the time. Sometimes I just wake up in the middle of the night and go like, if she went to jail, we could call her Ellen Degenerate or something like that, you know? I'm saying for tax evasion. Or murder. Anyway, the point is, last night I opened up the fridge to get a glass of water, and just my head, this fully formed singular idea comes out and goes, you know that song, Take Me to Church? I wonder if they ever approach that brand to try to get sponsorship for that song for like a Church's Chicken commercial, which is an American fried chicken company. And then you can't stop your head from writing it. It's like, take me to churches, I'd like a 2-piece meal with fries. Give me a biscuit, that would be really nice. I will leave a good Yelp review. And they like, I think it's just, I don't know what's going on up there is what I'm trying to say, I guess. But that would have been a much better bit on the NLSS. Instead, I gift it without it being gift wrapped to you. And you can make of that joke what you will. It works best, I think, because it's actually like, it's a searing song about, you know, some kind of emotional pain. And then we turn it into a song designed to sell dehydrogenated vegetable oil fried chicken. And that's what works. That's how you know you've sold out. And I got nothing against selling out. Speaking of which, have you used your Twitch Prime subscriptions recently? Come on, give me the gupster, dude. Give up the gup, you better shut your mouth. Why you gotta judge everybody but yourself? That's another song. What is... Your Mercedes won't start. Yeah, that's a crying shame. I guess 90K a year buys nothing but complain. The people in the neighborhood say that I'm a threat, but as the boss gets richer, they get deeper in debt. It really sounds like you're just using that as an excuse to completely, you know, like, hand wave other people's problems as well as your own behavior in the neighborhood. If the people in the neighborhood think that you're a threat, what have you been doing to... I'm not saying no false accusations exist, but, you know, there might be something to those allegations as well. Sure, the, you know, the growing income disparity between the rich and the poor is something to consider as well, but that doesn't mean, you know, you should be allowed to skateboard on my driveway. Not without my permission, at least. That's a Canadian song. It's a Canadian, so not everybody might be familiar with that bad boy, but that's okay. Continue moving on here. I mean, the run, from an Isaac standpoint, is actually tension-free. It's like it just got back from getting a massage. Take that. We do have 4 luck, so we can make great things happen there. And if you're wondering, you know, why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he doing this? The answer is, if we do everything by the book on this run, it's going to be a long book. It's going to be like the Brothers Karamazov or something like that, which, you know, I know the title of but haven't read, so I still get like a little street cred. Actually, the Brothers Karamazov is just one passage in Fyodor Dostoevsky's blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the point is, sure, he's a good writer, I guess, but, you know, is he Dan Brown? Because if not, that don't impress me much. We already have dark matter, so let's try to take a second dark matter. It totally worked. Continue moving on here. I mean, we're like less than halfway through this, but hopefully time-wise, much more than halfway through this. I really, really should be using my money to buy shop items, because a map would help us out to an enormous degree. Even blue map would help. We don't need blank card Emperor. Blank card World would also be fine. Even blank card Sun, Won't You Come and Wash Away the Rain, would be it would be a coup for us. Still trying to finesse the Guppy deal as well. We're doing really well on deals with the devil. That I will say. I guess the other thing, and I hadn't considered this, is if our HP is good enough, and you got to remember we have the wafer. Every self-sacrifice room could be played to just send us down to the negative floor immediately, because we're still holding the negative, presumably. I'm gonna try it. That idea sounds just clever enough to actually be stupid and kill me in a hilarious way. So we're gonna finish this floor, and then we're gonna try to play the self-sacrifice room. I don't think we want that. We definitely do not want that. Come on. Okay, just finish this one off. I'm still hopeful we're getting the Guppy Dream. I mean, 40% deal with the devil odds. You're not going to like this logic from me, but that's basically 50%. You know, what a 10% odds really mean for us on a single dice roll? And I mean, 50-50, it's pretty close to 2/3. So I would say we have like 100% confidence we're probably going to get this to work for us. You know what? Jumper cables. Jumper cables would probably be good. Car battery is obviously just horrible, but for us. Could always blow up the donation machine. We could always use this run to buoy our donation machine. Second level cube of meat finally. No deal, Howie Mandel. Alright, so let's go back to the past to play the crappy games that suck butt, and we have the HP required to do this. It's going to be a little delicate, but we certainly can get away with this. Actually, could we get a Mega Satan run out of this in that case? 100% deal with the angel chance, because we're going to get an angel statue eventually. Ooh, that's the second Guppy's collar, which might not even contribute to the Guppy transformation. We could also, if we felt like it, we could re-roll both of the key pieces, but dude, I can get the Mega Satan accomplished on this one. Not even the Jason Megna Satan, who I have to point out, for everybody who was titillated by the Jason Megna Satan joke, he's now been released by the Vancouver Canucks, so I'm sad to say that, at least in the Vancouver area, the era of Jason Megna Satan is now gone. So you might be saying, NL, you messed it up. You lost your keys. That's not the case. I mean, it is. We definitely lost the key. However, on our next roll, which we still have to do, we could go back and play the self-sacrifice room again. We could also, we already have a 100% deal with the angel chance because we feel blessed. So, we're going to be able to, one way or the other, probably create 2 key pieces anyway. Unless that gets reset run to run here. Which it might actually, now that I think about it. We don't need the keys. We don't need your lock opening mechanisms. No instruments to insert into holes. We open the doors with some pennies. Teacher, leave those locks alone. Wait. Hey, streamer, leave those locks alone. Hey, diner, leave that locks alone. Hey, Lionel, don't leave Barcelona. Tried to. All in all, it's just another kick on the ball. It sort of worked. I'm begging. Ooh, there's a little gup magic. Gup head, if you will. We're not guppy yet, and that's because we still have only 2 guppy items. We just have one of the items twice. And it's one of the worst to have twice. Actually, I guess, weirdly enough, Guppy's head is worst to have twice, but... Except as a reroll target. Which we should have just rerolled Guppy's collar. But many people in this situation would have done the same thing, I think. Yes. Okay, so this is... A new pill has appeared. So that's our first full run. We gotta finish this one and start another one, I think. Sure, I'll take anything that works us towards transformations at this point. Why not? We also, I can't help but notice, we're down to 8 damage now. That's, like, actually horrible. Why are you taking black hearts? I don't like that. Is this run actually bad? Well, okay. Sure. Why is it taking black hearts, dude? I'm losing my mind. Save your money, because we want the shop to give us a map if it still can. I'm actually freaking out. We're taking, like... Like, it doesn't think we have a red heart. I can't think of anything within the normal rules of the game that should lead us into a situation in which we're taking red heart damage from playing a blood bank on the very first floor. Unless things just start dealing double damage down here just because. Our damage, by the way, is still, like, real good. Or DPS, at least. We got a long road ahead of us, though. Like, I don't even want to go to the cursor. Keep in mind, like, we could respawn as Dark Judas. But I don't want to do that because I'm actually not sure if I've gotten the... Oh, you gotta take Tarot Cloth, obviously. I'm actually not sure if I've gotten the achievement for getting the negative path done. That might sound ridiculous, and it would kind of be ridiculous because obviously we've done it 10 times. Oh, we also lost the D6, I see. So you take the Emperor. You take the band, and then you have the Facts of Life as well. But I think we might want to end it. I mean, by fighting Mega Satan would be ideal, but it seems like we can no longer guarantee that. So instead, Guppy, Guppy, Guppy. That's not Guppy at all. Instead... Ugh. We're just kind of gonna have to try to roll this. But yeah, instead, if we have to go to the negative path and beat the lamb again, it should be fine. So even though we've got... Are you a wizard? I'm actually gonna speed through this a little bit. And this could get me killed. Now that we've lost our, like, marquee item, it actually could get me killed. I'm gonna hope that it doesn't. But it's also, like... You have to keep in mind that if I don't finish this run quickly, I might die in real life of either hunger, thirst, or, you know, I mean, that's probably... We're making light of the fact that people on Earth still die of that, however, you know. I'll suffer from mild boredom. If we have to beat the same Isaac run 20 times, okay? Well, it looks like we still have Pyromaniacs, so that's a start. I would also love to still have the Wafer, which I don't know if I do. Definitely still have Pay to Play. We got Doubled Wheels of Fortune. I don't know why I said it like that. Doubled Wheels of Fortune, of course, specifically. Kind of surprised by the lack of stuff we've gotten from our shops. You'd think that we'd have a better chance. I'm also surprised that we're 3 runs into this game with the left hand. Excuse me? Oh, I hit by poison. Got hit by poison. I'm also surprised that we're 3 runs into the game, and yet we have not managed to create a guppy transformation out of the left hand. Especially now that we've lost Mom's Knife, it's more important than ever. We're going back for that HP. I could need it. We got an 80% devil deal. I also would extremely acquiesce PhD right now. God. Question mark pill is insidious because it makes you doubt all other pills that you have. No deal. He's done it. Okay, hold Lemon Party. That pill's fine. Still moving along here, and I've still got time for the streets. It's the DRE. But we're in a tighter spot than I would have expected. I hope this is the last necessary run. We won't get the value of having defeated the negative, perhaps. However, we will get the value of completing the rerun achievement, which is substantially more annoying than any one time fighting Mega Satan, is the way that I would describe that as politely as possible. Keep in mind, we've got unlimited HP via our bombs. I mean, and by unlimited, I mean 84, which is actually 168 full shots. Plus TNT we can use, like, more than once per room. Little tedious, though. This hasn't actually been that long. Like, we've had Isaac runs longer than this. Just goes to, you know, further prove the kind of feast or famine nature of Isaac in general. That, you know, your run is either usually really, really good and there's no chance you'll fail, or really, really bad and it's going to be a slog the whole way through. So, oh, there's a little tiny boy. Very afraid there. I have to open it, but, like, at the same time, I'm not at all excited about a single red chest. Like, we should be getting infinity single red chests. At present, though, that is not the case. So we just we gotta tough it out. I'd be lying, by the way, again, I want Guppy, but I also want Brimstone. Like, if we can get duplicate items, give me a duplicate Mom's Knife for all I care. We had it, and it was ripped from us, unjustly. Well, money's no problem. So I don't feel bad asking for it again. I treasured it while I had it. That's good, actually. Our speed was pretty poor. Now, just don't get hit here. We want this 100% deal with the angel chance. Or, sorry, deal with the devil. If we messed it up, I would be pretty disappointed in myself, because we are way stronger than we should be at this point in the run, probably. Halo, which is more than decent. And then another Dark Judas, and another Rotten Baby, because Rotten Baby was ripped from us. I guess probably Dark Matter was ripped from us earlier then as well. I still, by the way, do not understand why we're taking double damage on every room, except it must be something that's like hard-coded in reruns. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm probably overly worried about something I shouldn't be too concerned about. Okay, Balls of Steel means I'm not gonna, well, I couldn't teleport out anyway, disregard. But it means I'm not gonna ruin my deal with the devil chance, which is good enough in its own right. There's gonna be no, well, we might still ruin it. There's gonna be no, self-sacrifice room play for sure. In the end, like, with 9 lives, which is actually 5 lives for reasons that I cannot comprehend, we're going to, and no question marks associated with them, which is also hilarious. We're going to probably win, especially if one of those lives is Dark Judas, which now that I'm thinking about it, it might not be. And I'm also going to skip the item room on this floor, because I want to. Is that a good enough answer? We'll save this for full health. We also are close enough that we could probably get a really, really good shot at our deal with the devil. Well, a really, really good below 50% chance at getting a deal with the devil. Nothing. We'll take the Polaroid this time because we should still have the negative. Shoop to Whoop is kind of tempting, but I don't think it's worth going through the slog here. Keep me mentally engaged in this one. We got it. I'm actually going to Sun card right away. I don't mind playing a little sloppy here, because I actually feel like this is like sparring, you know? Sure, you always want to play perfectly, I suppose, get in the good habits, but it's also a run in which we can afford to mess around a little bit, play a little looser, have more fun, because we're going to be on it for 20 years. Lemon Party is fine. Not good. Well, actually good. But not great, but totally adequate. If my collections are correct, and according to my research, this might be... Oh, this might be our last reroll necessary. Last rerun necessary, I should say. Victory lap. Probably a better piece of terminology. I think that would be good for you and for me. You know, you got a day to get along with, or a sleep that you've already been lulled to by the dulcet sounds of my voice. Should just start whispering terrible stuff. Why not, dude? 14 lives. Should start whispering like, you're on a roller coaster, and it's gone off the rails. You're careening towards the... See, that would be terrible. But I would feel way less awkward about, like, that than being like, I hope you have a good sleep, sweeties. That's just... That makes me very uncomfortable. So we're just gonna keep moving here. As I say all the time. Other things I say? Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Assuming you have the proper documentation. Can I kick it? Yes, you can, assuming you filed for a permit for that. Don't make me fight the boss room. Like, I have tenure. All of this was defined in the collective bargaining agreement. Although, after Austin, we've started calling it the collective bargaining agreement. I can't even speak anymore. NL shuts down. It's like, you know, if you don't get Cinderella home before midnight, the chariot turns back into a pumpkin, right? Let's go. We are family. I've got all my sisters and me. Still, like, I mean, HP's not in a wonderful spot, but Roka, it's okay, my buddy. This cat. Do you hear this? I wonder if he thinks that I'm, like, in trouble. That's what, like, we anthropomorphize animals for sure. You know, cat meows. We go, oh, he's sad. You have no idea. He might just random neural firings or something. Maybe he's sad. I got no clue. I wouldn't pretend to be the cat whisperer. Should never have come in this room. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think he's sad. I think he's trying to trick you into thinking he's sad. That way, he drums up support for him in the YouTube comments. You take his side, and you go, NL, you gotta feed your cats. I'll show you a picture of our cat's belly. He's well fed. As am I, to be fair. I'm just, you know, not the pot calling the kettle black in this situation, but I've already... Oh, no, we didn't already see that room. Okay, so we're not going to fight Hush. We have to go to Shoal. We got 2 floors left, and then possibly our long national nightmare is over. It's still a good run. I mean, we have 14 lives. It's a very strange number, but it's also a very comforting number. Because surely some of those 14 spawn us with more than 1 HP. I mean, we had 5, and 2 of them might be Dark Judas. Actually, no. 1 to 0 of them might be Dark Judas, because we didn't take the second Dark Judas, did we? I don't think we did. I'm actually losing it. I'm like, is this the first time we've been down a Shoal? Did we fight Satan on our first pass here? I'm starting to get like time dilation, like Matthew McConaughey in his most famous 2013 movie, The Wolf of Wall Street. Okay. This is where we gotta focus. We can get hit twice here. Luckily, I think we're immune to the feet and the actual explosion part of the bomb flies. But we can still get contact damage from the bomb flies. Not, I mean, they didn't even have a chance to spawn, so disregard. Okay. Please, God, let this be the finish here. We have too many hour-long videos in, like, literally every series I'm doing right now. Divinity's always an hour long. The XCOM episodes are getting longer. I mean, I do this stupid show called the NLSS. It's 3 hours long. What's up with that? We should probably drop the left hands at this point, but we've held on to it so long, it's like I'm afraid to get rid of it. It's a part of me. One little voice is calling me. Contact damage, not explosive damage, so my bad there. Luck down. Not exactly a game winner. Without Mom's knife, we're at a disadvantage for the lamb fight, certainly. However, we do also have explosion immunity, and explosions are the lamb's bread and butter. It's that and homing shots. This cat is actually trying to, like, beat the door down. I don't understand what we've done to create such a monster. I'm like one of those parents on Maury. This was way easier than expected. No? Yes, we always say yes. And then it gives us the achievement if we... Oh my god, there's one more. Alright. What? Oh, on the last one you start as the Lost, right? But we have 9 lives. We have 9 lives, though, is the thing. Go fast, go fast. Okay, this... Blow it up, blow it up. We're immune to explosions! Oh, Tyrone. Why have you done this to me? That's not... Oh! I don't know how I did it. But I did it. Are we perma? Are you a wizard? Wizarded? No, okay, it was just... Alright, okay. We actually have to focus. So this is the one that actually matters. I forgot that the game did this, but... we're doing this without Holy Mantle, which is also horrible. We're gonna stick with Book of Revelations, because even if it does nothing, that still makes it better than TNT. A little bit of a joke, I guess. However, you know, we like to have fun here. However, it's also gonna create cubes of meat, which are gonna deal passive damage for us. Grab the HP even though it's meaningless. I'll let this cat inside. Hello. What is it? What is it? Ruka. No meows? I swear to God, if this cat goes behind the computer, I'm gonna flip my lid. Great name for a hat flipping TV show. Not a great thing to happen. Because I'm not even wearing a hat, is the thing. Wait, we used Book of Revelations, but we did not get a cube of meat on the last floor. What's up with that? We don't have a ton of lives. Probably. Or maybe we do, is the thing. So I'm just like... We also don't have Holy Mantle, which is the real problem. Still have Tarot Cloth, though. What are you doing over there? Stop that. Get in the box, you weird cat. Hit the laugh button. It's not a laugh button anymore, it's a duck button. Get tricked. How are we gonna do this? Well, I mean, we have a powerful run. I don't think we should take our 8th Rotten Baby. Our damage is good, and actually we're probably getting close to Spun, but really what I'm looking for, I think, is more lives. Oh my god, the cat is moving the mouse. The irony is not lost on me. You've seen... Oh, Proptosis. Lovely item. You've seen this room a million times in your life, buddy. Look, yes, we're friends. We're actually, like, actual best friends. You could be the best man when Kate and I renew our vows, but you're leaning on me too hard, buddy. I know it's been a long Isaac run, but come here. Just get in the lap. Okay, alright. We'll distract him with love. We should have, like, I mean, 14 plus 9 minus the number of times we've died. Probably died, like, 5 times already, so... we should have, like, 18 lives. Do we? I just made a face. Like, how the F should I know? Because I can't see. So, really, it's, like, pretty much up to the game at this point. Huge growth is, like, almost... Like, our run is almost too good to make huge growth matter, I think. It's our 8th Blood Clot. Still begging for a damage increase. And by damage increase, I mean mapping. Those two items are, like, barely related. Check on... Okay, this is good, this is good. We will donate. First, let's check and see what we got down here. Glass Cannon is actually incredible. Because we already have no HP. So what is the problem with Glass Cannon? This should stomp. Yes. Okay. Some of the donations aren't even going through there. I have no idea what's happening on this run. It's one of the very, very few times Glass Cannon is the right call, I think. Now, we're taking deaths. We shouldn't be. Especially considering we can pretty much destroy any enemy, or rather, we can destroy all enemies with a single Glass Cannon. We might as well take large zit. And I can't even imagine how strong our Glass Cannon shots are right now. But in the end, that doesn't really matter if we can't keep ourselves alive. What on earth did I do there? Okay, please let me continue to have the deal with the devil. Thank you. I'm still a little concerned. World card is fine. And so is Judas' Shadow. Which didn't... Oh, the deals of the devil are free because we're the lost. That's right. That's right. Alright, world me, please. World. Full run reroll? I wouldn't dare at this point. Thing is, most enemies, we're just gonna shoot them. Glass Cannon's a little overkill. Still really cool, but a little overkill. Sure, glaucoma. There's just no shops anymore. That's why we're not getting the map. That was very satisfying. Continue to get a deal with the devil. We'll take Cambion Conception. Knowing that Cambion Conception can't do anything except contribute to its transformation. Because we already have a full suite of not being able to take damage abilities. Like, for example, every time we take damage, we just die. I guess we could maybe conceivably get one item out of Cambion Conception. Maybe. Kind of tempting to do boss rush on this one, as ridiculous as that sounds. I don't think it would be hard. I think it would just be annoying. It might not even be annoying. The only thing that would be annoying about it is that, you know, we would be wanting to kill enemies too quickly, and sometimes those enemies are, you know, gonna start underground or something like that. But apart from that, everything dies in like a second. Actually, like, substantially less than a second. I'll just record a couple of videos before I stream today. Good idea, good idea. Well, I mean, we did it to ourselves. It's not like this was a compulsory thing for us to do today. Now, that's a new level of laziness there. We at least gotta check in. And hey, man, it's not bad. Now, is Mysterious Liquid really that relevant in a situation in which every enemy dies on contact with your tier? No. But why not, right? Oh my god. Shall we fight Delirium? I'm gonna say no, is the answer to that question. But it's funny that you would ask. We might as well take the negative just in case we somehow lost it. We should have access to both, though. None of those are worth it, so we're out. And remember, this is the most important part. You should go to Shoal. You gotta go to Shoal. I just wish that I still knew how many lives I had. I know we can tell that we have lives because of the head still, well, 2 heads actually still following us around. So we should have at least 10 lives. I also know we got PhD. Plus we got the item PhD. However, who cares? We don't need pills for anything. We need cards. An Emperor card, for example. A World card. Nothing else really matters too much. We could up our tier rate all day. It doesn't matter. 1 tier kills the enemies. We fire it as soon as we enter the room. Literally, like, all of our stats are irrelevant except for the one that means we kill enemies instantly, so I'm just gonna keep moving here. I'm gonna keep running into random eyeballs. Want you to know. Okay, well, I assumed that he was dead and that was my bad. We now only have 1 head following us. We also do have a Dark Judas transformation at some point. Maybe? No, we still have 2 heads. I was just incorrect. Alright, Womb 1. Tackled. Take 2 items that effectively do absolutely nothing for us and head down to the next floor. I think we're gonna make it. And my existential ennui will be over. I start to, like... I'm just, like, hot. It's 29 degrees in this room right now. The Isaac run has gone too long. And we almost obliterated ourselves accidentally. We used a little-known trick that I remember from, like, being told it 4 years ago once. And I'm just lucky that for some reason that got commuted to memory. It's actually committed to memory. For something to commute to memory doesn't really make sense. Don't. I would love the virus, actually. It would speed down, irrelevant. Spun, probably also irrelevant. Okay, you know what? I've talked myself out of it. We don't need it. What we do need is to never see another dead end as long as I live. Because this is absurd. You might be saying, you're complaining a lot for a dude who's killing every single room as soon as he walks in. Yeah, but you might be complaining too on a run like this. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that it's long, my dudes. Hoping, the only, like, 10 out of 10 payout from a red chest is a teleportation to the deal with the devil. That is, like, I'll sign up for that. I'd be on time for that. I also ain't thought of no rhymes that would line with that. Kanye West, 2004, late registration. But all the enemies are dead, so that shot should never have existed, is the thing. As much as I hate the circumstance of this run right now, I'm gonna hate myself a lot more if I mess it up. So just stay on point. We only got one head following us around now. Oh, that was scary. You know what we actually should do? And this is like such a low percentage play, but I like it. We should drop the left hand. I mean, basically immediately. And then, probably we should have dropped it like 2 floors ago, but we're going to drop it immediately. And then use our luck stat to possibly create a situation where Dad's key shows up on the next floor. Give the odds of that about a 1 in 1 quadrillion chance of occurring, but I'm okay with this. It's better than not having any chance. Look at that, we got a big golden chest right off the bat thanks to dropping it. That could have been a big red chest instead. Our final dark room, I believe. Thanks for the spirit hearts. It's not at all irritating. Oh my god. We gotta do... Well, we might not have to do that room again, but we probably have to do that room again. Beelzebub. Not a really relevant transformation. Do I really want to fight Mega Satan on this run? Wow, yeah, now I do. So we just got 9 more lives. So we're somewhere between 10 and infinity lives now. Through some combination of Guppy's Collar times 2, 9 lives times 3, and 1 to 2 Judas Shadows. It's a little silly. I mean, that would be probably okay damage, but how can you... It's like the one situation in which Glass Cannon is actually excellent. We've made it work. And by we, I mean the incredibly unique circumstances created by the game itself. It'd be nice if we had rubber cement. Milk is actually useless for us in this situation, and don't let the dairy lobby tell you otherwise. I think we're done. Save me. No. Wait, I had to say yes. Oh my god. Why do you have to say yes? Because if you don't say yes, you only get the achievement when you start the final run. Well, this is the last Isaac run I'm going to play for the rest of my natural life. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.